All right. Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great week as usual. We're back at it again with another cheer list. I'm here with Coby from Bumzy Gaming. Definitely give him a shout out. That's the homie. It's an IRL homie as well. So I'm very excited to have you here. Yeah, I'm very excited to have him on these tier lists that I've been getting that are highly controversial. I got a lot of shit for the father one I put out. A lot of people were upset. I'm sorry, Bosberger's not S tier. He's not. Okay? He says he hates his children. They're all terrible, right? He doesn't say he hates them.
We'll get on to that subject in a second. I know you just didn't say that
He's A
Bob is not
tier.
S tier.
He's not. Danny Tanner's S tier. Go watch the video, make a comment, and we can update it again. But I'm sticking to the Bob's Burgers. But we're on a new one, guys. We're doing the Stranger Things.
On to the next one.
Yeah, Stranger Things tier list. I'm very excited for this one because this one, there's some members that are not out, but the popular ones are definitely in here. So I'm glad we have them. We have some from all seasons. There's one I see that it's not here. Dang it. I'm going to have to, okay. You know who's not in here? That would have been an S tier?
Oh,
Susie. Susie's S tier. She's not in this. I just realized that right now. Oh, she's right there. She's right there. She's right there. She's right there.
yes.
Oh, thank God. Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Okay,
So,
cute.
yeah.
She's definitely S tier.
So,
Honestly, if you really like the show, like everybody's S tier except for the bullies. So we're really gonna have to.
well, let's keep it relative. Yeah, it has to be relative to each other. So I always like to start off with a nice cold drink. Cheers, everyone. I don't know if Kobe's drinking. If you aren't, all right. Po up.
I drink iced coffee.
Ew. I'll get diarrhea if I drink that. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk real quick about what I think. Real quick. So I don't think there's any main characters except two that are on the main character list. You know, the main character that we follow the story with that belong on S tier. I think all of them are A, and I'll tell you which ones I think are S tier. But let's go ahead and start off with the ones we just want to die. The die off in the show, not in real life, in the show. All right, so let's go with this bully down here. No, that's not her. That's Chrissy. Where's the bully? Right here. This is the bully.
Bully?
This one right here. Please, please, please.
Yes. Now, mind you, she did get hit in the face with a fucking skate. We all know this chick in school, people. We all know this chick in school. She thinks she's tough shit, whoop, 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 until she gets smacked in the face with a damn skate.
It's all funny till somebody gets punched. Or hit with a skate. It's so funny because what she reminds, like, she was really making fun of like Elle's dead dad, like, because yeah. So Elle, rightfully, she deserved that. She definitely belongs there. Let's go ahead and
Punch right in the mouth.
okay. Where else? Let's go on this list. Where's the other bully at?
I forgot what her name was.
No, this the guy right here, the basketball one.
Basketball one.
Yeah. What
Fine.
was Tommy or something? Was it Tommy?
Tommy, yeah.
He pissed me off through the whole show. And you know what? We already knew he was going to ruin it. We already knew he was going to ruin the whole plan. He also, like, just the whole, like, gun scene with Nancy. Like I didn't like him at first. Then I really didn't like him because he's so creepy, right?
Super, like, let me show my dick real quick. Like, come the fuck on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that was a super, like, toxic masculinity. I really, really like the show because it puts a lot of different things into perspective. Toxic masculinity.
Definitely.
Coming out of the closet with Will, stuff like that. But onward.
Yeah, I mean that definitely. All it covers a lot of bases. I really did enjoy the show as a whole. Now, it's going to be controversial because me and Coby are not going to agree on some of these. Let's see. Let me go down this list, and we're still looking for D's on this list. I don't want to put Vecna there because I think he was a really good character. I think that's all the D's. Who would you put?
So can we split Vecna into 3 different characters?
Which one would be? Yeah, well, he's the real character. Where's the actual before he turned into Vecna? Right here. Here he is.
There's Vecna, and then there's him, and then there's the kid as well.
Yeah,
Honestly, I think
the kid's not on
all
here.
3 of them were really good characters, but I think Vecna deserved to be on the die list because these two I guess were just starting to be evil, and they had a purpose to go that route. If
Yeah,
that makes any sense.
I mean, of
Vecna was
course,
just like
we want them to die off on the
power,
list.
power.
Yeah, but as a character, as a villain, I think he was a good villain. I would not put
Yeah.
him.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. For
But
sure.
I think I could put the number one on the die list because, to me, I think he is the worst. Like he was so, like he really did. Like if you think about it, Elle thought she murdered so many people. By the way, spoiler alerts, guys. He really like did that. He really did like betray her at the end. Spoilers, guys. I'll put that in the disclaimer.
Yeah. Okay. So spoiler, guys. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Killing a whole bunch of kids like that, bro, definitely puts you on the die list.
Yeah, he definitely needs, as the character, needed to die. All right, so I think that's really it for D list or the die list. Let's go ahead and start with the D. You're gonna get pissed off at this first one I'm gonna put on the D list. He's ass. He's ass, bro. He's ass. That haircut.
Yeah. Yeah. No. 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 Yeah. There was zero character development, I think, for him through the entire show. Once they got done with him in season 1, as like the opening for the Upside Down, they were done. They were done with that.
His acting is subpar, and his haircut's weird. There's a lot of scenes I didn't like from him.
I do feel kind of bad for the kid though, because like if you look on the recording of when Elle's getting bullied, if you look on the date down there, it says March 22nd. So
Yeah,
birthday.
but they already talked about that. The Duffy brothers actually made a mistake. They didn't even realize it was like the date of his birthday. That was not. Yeah, they didn't know. They actually put out a public statement about that. And I was. Yeah, they put out a statement. It was the probability of that happening is obviously 1 out of 365, not given a leap year. So that's crazy that they just picked a random date. Well, it had to be during spring break, so it had to be in March. So there was that. But yeah, I was like, come on, man, you get it together, guys. Yeah. What about this chick, Barbara? Where would you put Barbara at? I like.
I would definitely put her as no, I would put her as a B character. She was definitely a very very sub character towards Nancy, and she was just trying to like Nancy, no, like don't go drink, don't go fuck Steve, don't do this, don't do that.
Oh shit.
I feel like she was one of those friends that like you'd be like, Barb, bitch, it's okay, just come with me. And that's exactly what Barb did. She was like, all right, bitch, I guess I'll just be here for like support, what the fuck ever. And then ended up dying at the fucking end.
I definitely agree. I agree. Yeah, I was kind of upset when she died. I really hated Nancy for that whole season because of that. But
you fucking slag.
yeah, I was so like, golly, your friend died because you want to be a little whore with Steve.
Yes, bro.
So yeah, I definitely. The Demogorgon, is that right? Demigod. How do you pronounce it?
I feel like the Demogorgon is like a D character. I feel like he's just every other monster that eats flesh.
Agreed.
The Mind Flayer, though, that was a really good one. And guys, for those who play D&D that are watching this channel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Mind Flayer is one of the craziest creatures in D&D to ever walk the astral plane. So you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that the Mind Flayer is roughly around a C ranked character, just like in D&D reference. But if we're talking about like, or in Stranger Things reference, excuse me, but if we're talking about D&D here, boy, the Mind Flayer is not one that you want to fuck with. Just like Vecna. Vecna is not one that you want to fuck with in D&D. I don't know how the fuck he died from a shotgun in Stranger Things. Like, come on now.
We don't know yet. He got away and ran. We don't know if he's dead.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
And there's already rumors that he's alive and that Max is with him. That's why Elle can't find him. Can't find her. That he has her.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's a little.
See, I think she's brain dead.
I don't. It doesn't make sense to keep her brain dead, but have her die. It either have her die or not. So having her brain dead, I think maybe she's brain dead right now, but the next season she will be.
Gotcha. Okay, heard.
But also let's. I agree with the mind flare. I'll put him C. He did start the whole like show off though. He's really the beginning of he's the one that kind of got popular through he was very popular the very first season. But yeah, so I'll leave him there. I'm glad they're referencing and obviously he's definitely C because what he did to my boy Billy.
Yes.
Yeah, that asshole. All right, let's go ahead and get into let's see. Oh, Jonathan, right? This is Jonathan. I will put him as C as well. What do you think? I don't like Jonathan. I don't like Jonathan. I don't like that.
Love Jonathan's character, man. Just because I'm an older brother myself. I'm an older brother to and when it's the whole old, like, even through season 1, when he brings him into his room and he shows him the doors. Should I stay or should I go? Or the clash.
He shows them like some music. I like that. But like as far as acting goes in season 1, his like I'm glad he did beat the way he beat the shit out of Steve was pretty cool. But just as character development, I would never expect him to kind of like go and kind of be like a pothead to the new season. That was kind of I like when they do things like that, but I never saw like him going toward that. So it was kind of like a twist for me.
I didn't expect them to like even show weed in the show. First off, second off, I can kind of relate to Jonathan, like getting older, knowing it, like going through shit, knowing everything he's going, and now he's basically by himself in a whole new thing. My best friend is going to be Mary Jane too, believe me.
All right. So what do you think? B?
I would say C. On just a fair flat line, you know what I mean?
I mean, we have so many other characters that are going to be S tier and A, exactly, so we definitely don't want. Exactly. All right, Chrissy. She might be. I want to put her S because I think there was so much potential with her, but she died off so early. I want to leave her at A.
That's why I would throw her into a B, because Barbara was the same exact way. She had so much potential and died so early.
I don't know, man. I don't think Barbara had that much potential. When I watch her, I realize like she's like the friend that's like the what's like the angel on your shoulder. Like, don't do it. Like I just feel like if the Nancy goes, you know what, Barbara, you're right. Let's just go have a slumber party at your house. It wouldn't be fun anymore. It wouldn't be a good story. I feel like that she was she would not have made. I don't even see a place with her in like the cast right now. Like if she survived, like they brought her back, I don't even know where she would be in the cast. Like she wouldn't go out there to the underground and fight. She wouldn't go, but I think Chrissy would. She'd follow Eddie.
She would try to follow Eddie, but I don't think Eddie would let her go down there. I think that they would have. I think that they would have a vibe like Nancy and Steve have.
Okay. Yeah.
Their chemistry in the woods was so fire.
Yeah, I agree. They had good chemistry. I definitely agree on that. So, all right, let's see. She really did shine this season. Definitely, like, she was really felt that guilt of Billy's death on her shoulders. That she felt that, and it definitely showed in the show. Definitely, the ending was like I said. I'm curious what they're gonna do for season 5. Or the next season, if it's a part 2, whatever it is, because I want to know what they're gonna do with Max. Because as of right now, I don't like the way they ended it, but I also know maybe they have something planned for it. So I will put her at A, because I don't see her being S. I don't. So I'll leave her at A. All right, let's go on. Lucas. Yeah.
A is good. I would give her S class qualities. Like she has S class qualities, but the show obviously didn't think. Like the show obviously thought that it would be more compelling to kill off one of America's favorite sweethearts, quote unquote. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and definitely like she out of the show she has one of the most popular scenes, Kate Bush scene. That scene was so amazing.
No lie, I jam that Kate Bush almost daily. It is a vibe.
Definitely.
I'm super into 80s pop and synth, so like it's that shit is a whole fucking vibe, whole vibe.
Okay, yeah, and it definitely made my repeated songs on Spotify, so it's on that list as well. So, all right,
you checked out your Upside Down playlist on Spotify?
No, what is that?
Yeah, so if you go on Spotify and look up Upside Down playlist, Spotify has made you your own playlist that people would play you if you got trapped with Vecna.
What? Yo, I might.
Master of Puppets, bitch.
I might have to like put that in a picture and put that on Twitter or something.
Yes, sir.
Mine's gonna be like a Venga Boys party bus. That's my jam. All right. Tangent. Lucas definitely shined this season.
Lucas definitely shined this season. I did not like him as a fucking kid though. Like
Yeah, no, agreed.
I did not like. I think his like going from boy to man. There was a lot of like his character development was definitely there. Definitely, I would definitely put as an A character. Definitely that.
If before season 4, I would definitely put him as C or D. But this season, I think he did really shine.
Yes, but
or we're talking about it as a whole. Yeah, as a whole. So yeah, as A. Okay. All right.
His character development throughout the whole little 3 of them, I think, was the most.
All right. Sorry, dude. Here it is. Dustin is B. He is not S. He's not A. This season, he really went down. He was such a good character throughout the show. He had some iconic scenes.
Shined in the first and second.
I mean, the singing, and then what? And also, they just repeated what they did with him and Steve, with him and Eddie. So it wasn't original to me. It was like already repeated. And I know that people they like that. People are going to be like, that's what they're going for. They wanted to show that Steve is jealous of Eddie. But I mean, come on, dude. Like it was just like watching Dustin from season 3 to season 4. Same Dustin. No character development whatsoever.
Well, look at the dynamics between Eddie and Dustin, and then the dynamics between Steve and Dustin. So the dynamics between Steve and Dustin are like, bro, we faced an apocalypse together. Like there is no taking that from us. You know what I mean? We could hate each other all we could want to, or we could be best friends. They decided to be best friends because I guess they like each other or whatever. Dustin and Eddie though, bro, they vibe on D&D, and if you play D&D, that's a whole nother vibe. Nother vibe, and like you just have like a kind of respect for your DM like that. So when it comes to the dynamics between Dustin and Eddie, I 100% relate to that.
Yeah,
myself, and I also have a DM that's, I think he's like 7 years older than me or something like that. Great fucking guy. His name is Sean.
If you guys don't know, DM stands for Dungeon Master. For the people that don't know that,
DM or GM, whichever y'all prefer, but Dungeon Master, yes. Yeah. And Eddie was one of the greats.
I definitely liked, and we're not talking about whether their dynamic was good. I just see like that they had a good dynamic. But it's the same dynamic that like he was like looking up to Steve. I mean, to get like with like he was like fixing the hair, and then he was looking up to Eddie. Eddie being kind of a leader, and like he loved him. I definitely felt a stronger bond with Eddie and
like
Dustin.
2 different older brothers. Like you don't know which one to choose, but it's like,
All right. Well,
I completely understand though.
All right. L. What about L? I am really ambivalent about L. I want to put her at A because I think she's shining, but I just feel like, I don't know, man. Elle is kind of, I didn't like her in one of the seasons. I can't think of one. I didn't really like her that much. I didn't like that she didn't stand up for herself in the very beginning. I was kind of upset that like she just battled the underworld, whatever, monsters from the crypt, and then now she can't handle a high school bully. So I definitely don't think she'd be S. Good.
I feel like Elle was kind of conflicted with her choices. Like, I know that I can rip this kid apart, but I mean, she honestly back then couldn't even control her powers that well.
Yeah. So, what would you put her at? I'm gonna pick A, but I mean, I'll let you kind of decide around that.
She's good at A. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Mike. I want to put as B because even though Mike is the main character of the show, he doesn't shine like the rest of the cast. He doesn't. He makes me mad when I look at him. He's all lanky.
He is a L sidekick. He's a support character for L.
Yeah. But like the whole, him and L kind of like just, and also I didn't like the season because they were all divided. I definitely wanted to see some dynamic with a lot of the characters. I wanted Cooper to at least come back for a season, like an episode with L. I mean, I did like the ending where he showed up and they hugged. Because prior to that, Elle thought he was dead. Yeah.
Fucking precious.
Yeah.
That was so fucking precious, yes.
No, I really did like that a lot because like she really thought he was dead for the longest, for like 8 months. and that was a lot. So I will put Mike as. Oh, we're not even talking about. We're talking about Mike. I want Mike at B, but I mean, I'll let you decide if you want to move him.
I think Mike is good at B. I think all standard support characters should go at B unless they do a really shit unless they do a really shit job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, some supporting characters I'm going to put at S. So there's going to be some sidekick characters here that are going to go in S, and you already know which ones are going to be that. Sure. So I forget this guy's name. The prison guard that helped Enzo. Yeah, that's right. Enzo. Yeah. So where would you put Enzo?
Enzo's gonna be an S tier for me, bro. Enzo's gonna be an S tier for me. He helped my boy out of prison. He was supposed to take like a bunch of money, and realized that Hopper was seriously distraught about his lady friend, and when they ended up getting caught up, Enzo was like, "It's you and me, American. Let's do this."
I agree. I actually agree because like he's the one that made the doll, like he's the one that sent off the doll, and I like the idea of the doll because like it was actually really funny. The Russian nesting doll, and that scene where she breaks it made me laugh so hard, and I mean that was kind of like, yeah. We'll get to Murray. We'll get to Murray. Yeah. I'll put him at S. Susie, in my opinion, I am upset.
I would say Susie's an A. She's not seen much.
Which is that whose fault? But we can't control that. She should have been in the show. She should have kind of helped them at the end. Like I feel like there could have been a scene where she would like, Daddy, I gotta go help him save the world, and the dad would be like, well, all right, honey, don't be. I feel like that's something she would say.
Baby.
I wanted her to have more in this show. I really did. She's one of my favorite characters in the show. I would put her at S if she had more screen time. I do like that she knows all about computers. She's a genius. But we also didn't see any. We didn't see that much dynamic with her and Dustin either, so I didn't like that as well.
The little smidget that we did see though was absolutely fucking perfect. They sang the fucking intro to Never Ending Story. Steve, do you not have a fucking?
I'm talking about season 4. Season 4. They didn't even talk, did they? They just no. Season 4. I'm referring to that, but yeah, but that Never Ending Story. That made my top Spotify repeat as well because I forget. And I love the Never Ending Story. Never Ending Story. If you ever want a good tear, watch them take that horse to that mud. That'll put you at tears. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one that put me out. All right. What's this guy's name again? You said it earlier. C.
Alexa.
Alexis, yeah, Alexi. That's right. Not it's Alexi, Alexky, I believe. Alexi. A. He was definitely a crowd favorite. Everyone loved him. He was very like adorable, cute, and things. And it was sad, but
he didn't speak anything, and everybody was just like, "What the?" Honestly, so if we're, he didn't say much. He didn't have any lines. The only thing that they were doing was he was giving them where the bunker was, right?
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I just that's why he's not S. He's not as memorable. He was giving him something. I remember.
Give me 1 second and let me find. All right. Yes, okay. So he was going to basically lead them to where they were doing I'm gonna call it the CERN portal that they opened the CERN portal that they opened yesterday. He was on the way to take Hopper and I think
Murray?
What's her with him? The mom.
Oh, yeah. Okay. A.
To the play. Yeah.
I'll leave him an A.
And his like director walked up or some shit, or an assassin, and shot him with a silencer, and you see him like fall with or he's carrying funnel cake or some shit like
that. He has some kind of amusement park snack. Yeah, Hopper.
Fucking carnival.
Hopper S. I don't think anyone's gonna decide.
Yes.
Yeah, he's amazing every season. He's been
I'm
great.
dad myself, and that is like that is the ultimate dad.
Yeah, I mean,
Ultimate dad. You gotta keep that door 3 inches.
yeah, I love that scene. I enjoy that.
He
He's
goes.
so good. Yeah.
I I think my favorite scene with Hopper is when he goes to talk to the mom at her little convenience store job, and he's like, they just won't stop kissing Joyce. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna rip his head off. And Joyce looks back at him. She's like, Hopper, they're just kissing, right? He's like, yes, but they won't stop. Like, her perfect dad, bro. Perfect dad. He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna kill him.
He definitely also, I mean, in season 4, like for him to go through all that shit, I mean, it was awesome. Like watching him, like
You see how much weight my boy lost?
he's looking good. That's Hellboy right
He's
there.
looking damn good for that role. He's
Yeah.
looking damn good for that
Yeah,
role.
daddy role. So yeah, I don't think anyone's an RUS tier on that one. I'll love that. All right, what about this one right here? I want to put her as undecided. I just feel like they're not doing much with this kid.
Yeah, we don't know a story about 6 yet.
Yeah,
Me and my girlfriend were actually talking about it, and she was like, she better come back in season 5. There's some questions that I want to answer.
And
Yeah, babe.
I think they did that for maybe a spin-off show,
Maybe.
but we haven't heard nothing about it. So
That's what I'm saying. So what would the spin-off show be about? Like the powered kids or what the fuck ever, but there's only her.
yeah. Oh well. So yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna. I'm upset because they did they did have kind of like a shift in character design with Elle for a little bit, where she was like a badass and like she looked like with the trench coat and everything, with the hair slicked back. They did have kind of a character development, and then they just got over it. They after she came back from them.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like she was not strictly there, but I feel like she was mostly there to show Elle's like bad side, like her rebellious side or what the fuck ever.
Yeah. So undecided.
To retract my previous statement about Enzo, his actual name is not Enzo, it's Dimitri.
Okay. Enzo's the other one, right?
No. And that's just the name that they know him by.
Oh, okay.
Because of the note.
Okay.
And Enzo was the place that Hopper wanted to take Joyce to on the date. He's like, they got the little breadsticks and the marinara sauce. It's like a little hole in the wall Italian place. It's really nice. Or it's supposed to be really nice.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, good. I'm glad you said that. The cops. I think this cop right here was mainly for comic relief. I thought he was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'll put him at B. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And this other cop, I'll also put him at B.
I'm gonna put him at A because it's just my last name. I'm kidding. I'm gonna go ahead and put him at B too, just because they don't out level each other. They may outrank each other, but they don't level each other when it comes to.
I mean, honestly, like I don't even remember this cop too much. I just feel like.
So he got a promotion. He was in the other dude in season 2 and 3.
Okay.
And then I think the chief of something happened to the chief of police, and he got promoted.
Yeah. Well, the chief of police was Hopper, and he left. So he was the sheriff. Yeah, he left.
Right then. Yeah. So when Hopper supposedly died, he got
promoted.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm good with that. The teacher, the science teacher, I think I wanted more from him as a character. I wanted him to be higher ranked. I mean, I wanted him to have more role, like kind of like always like they call him like all the time, like, hey, what happens if this? Wolf time. Yeah.
He was so prolific in the first season.
Yeah. So I want to put him at B, but I think he could have been easily A or S.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me find Dr. Clark. Mr. Randy Havens plays him. Mr. Clark.
Yeah. So they could have done way more with him.
That's where they had the CB radio, like their very own CB radio, right? Like inside the school.
Yeah, and he's the one that like kind of helps a lot. He answers a lot of the questions, the science-based questions, and it's always going to have a character like that because it's one thing that like these kids are coming up with all these nice science themes, but really they have a actual like mentor that's telling them like, and I like that. It kind of covers some of the bases. As far as Mr. Willer goes, he's just so vanilla for me. I know that's his character though, so I'm not gonna take it. He's just so vanilla, but I want to put him at B or A. Yeah, so
he's for sure. He's just the classic dad. He don't give a fuck as long as his kids are safe.
Yeah.
Like, you literally notice throughout the entire show, He's just kicked back.
Reading the paper.
As long as his kids are fucking safe, he is fine with whatever is going on. Perfect dad.
Agree.
Perfect dad.
I agree. I liked him a lot. Vecna. Now, great villain. Hands on.
Enemy tier list.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Darth Vader would get number one, and then the Joker right after.
Man.
I mean, like, again, we're not looking at like, is this guy a bad guy? We're gonna put him at the bottom. I'm looking at like, you know, his role as like a character in the show, and I want to put him at S, but A because his character development solid, pretty good when he was a kid.
And that is solid villain development.
Yeah,
like going from little boy to middle-aged man to now he's like what, 170 years old or some shit like that, and he's basically the underlord.
Yeah, so I mean, hands down, I like that he was really good. I would put him at S, but I don't know. I don't know. I want more backstory. I want more of, you know, I just want more.
D villain, if there was a tier higher than S, I would put him at that, bro. He's early, like nothing can touch this fucking guy except for there's a battle build that's like a cheat specifically against Vecna. Go and check out D&D shorts if you want to go in.
There you go, guys. I'll put that in the description. Murray, no questions asked. S immediately. If there's a higher tier, I mean, I would put him at S plus, but
my arms like arrows, my legs like spears, bro.
It was so fun.
Yes, sir.
He was so the first time I think I laughed in the whole show because there were small jokes here and there. Was the scene where he's telling Joyce to break the Russian nesting doll, where he's all Joyce. She's all there's a letter in there.
Just a letter in here. He dropped the phone.
Yeah, so I definitely, and even in season 2, let me think. Season 1, when did Jonathan and Nancy knock boots? What season was that? Season 1 or 2?
When they what?
Knocked boots, smashed papas, kissed the lower half.
I think it was season 2.
Yeah, so
season 2 or 3, one of the two.
I like that episode because it was like he was like helping them kind of discover their feelings. So I thought that was a really good episode. So I'm gonna put it no matter what. Right. He's S. He's S.
And then one more touch on Murray.
Go ahead.
When him and Joyce are sitting back at the thing, and she was like, "I thought you knew karate." He was like, "Yeah, against a 16-year-old boy." And she was like, "Ugh." And then he got thinking about it. He was like, "Wait, that 16-year-old boy is trained. These guys aren't. I can take them." And he fucking gets up and starts fucking whooping ass. Yes, bro.
That's
self-realization.
Yeah. That's another character that's not here. The other guy, the one that like he pretends to be whenever they go to the Russian prison. Yuri.
Gregory, I think his name is.
I thought it was Yuri.
Hold on. Oh yeah. Yuri.
So he's not here either, which I would have put him kind of A. I like that character. He was funny. All right, this doctor. What's this
really
doctor?
Funny, honestly. If like I'd probably throw him an S, bro, just because of how funny he was. Like he was the epitome of like a Russian pilot. Yeah. Like that's what Russian pilots are.
Yeah.
Animals.
Just whoever pays more, right? Yeah. The doctor. I forget his name. This doctor.
See, he didn't come to help Elle until like the very end when he was like, "Oh shit, the world's at stake. Now we need this superpowered little girl."
He's just not memorable to me. I mean, he's still spotty. I'm just thinking about scenes he's in. Just nothing really goes. Joyce, what are you thinking? S?
Joyce?
Yeah.
Joyce goes S. Joyce goes S. That is super mom right there. Bro.
Yeah.
Her fucking mama.
What's her name? She's from Beetlejuice. Her what's her actress name? Winona Ryder. Yeah, amazing actress. Yeah. I enjoyed every scene she was in. Say it again. What? Say
Beetlejuice 2 is coming out soon, guys. Johnny Depp just got cast as well.
Yeah, I've been hearing rumors about him. Is the original Beetlejuice? What's his name? The Batman. Michael Keaton. Yeah, is he gonna reprise that role? Yeah. If you don't.
I hope that there's gonna be like a cameo of maybe like I hope they make it into like a whole new Beetlejuice. Like Johnny Depp is like a new type of Beetlejuice or some shit like that. Maybe it's like a reboot instead of like a redo. You know what I mean?
What? I like Michael
Like
Keaton.
Jay and Silent Bob did a reboot of their movie. It wasn't necessarily like a redo of the movie, but it was basically the same thing, just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. But I really did like.
yeah.
I like Michael Keaton. All right. So I do think Joyce is S tier. I mean, she was from the very beginning. Whenever Will goes missing, just like she really is like the heroine of the show. Like she's like other than Elle, and I mean even like now Max, like she outshined everyone. Police. She never gave up on her son. She knew it was like she was really like, and everyone thought she was crazy, and she still went with it. So like, and then now her and Hopper they both belong in S tier.
That kiss at the fucking end that we were all goddamn waiting. Yes, bro. Yes.
And then
big ups to the brothers for giving us that, sirs.
yeah, and then like she's totally. I would take her. I would. She's hot as hell. Yeah. Mom, I like to talk to. Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely hold hands with her. Definitely S tier.
Yeah.
Sean Astin, S tier. He died off, but he was a hero, and he was definitely the hero that we need. Yeah. What was his name in the show? I forget his name. Mikey? Sam. No, that's Sam. Sam?
It was. I believe it was Sam. Hold on, give me one
second. Sam, and that's Lord of the Rings.
Samwise Gamgee. Yeah, give me 1 second. Oh, his name was Bob.
Bob. Oh my God.
Hey, disrespect Bob like that, bro. Mr. Bob Newbie, I apologize.
Bob. Yes, it was Bob. Yeah. So.
Yes,
yeah.
Bob Newbie, Samwise Gamgee, and if you've ever seen 50 First Dates, he's the brother on steroids.
Is this the guy right here? Is this the guy right here?
Yeah. This guy right here, Dad?
That's so funny.
What are you gonna do? Nothing. I was gonna let you take care of him, Dad.
Yeah, so definitely, Sean Astin is an amazing actor, so I would put him S. All right, this creepy fuck.
Die.
Agreed.
Die.
Yeah, agreed.
Die. We don't even have to fucking discuss that, bro.
He was so creepy.
Goddamn lab. Die.
He was so creepy. He made, and I didn't even like his like character development. I didn't like that he was with at the very end. Like Elle was like Poppy. He was so weird.
The whole test, the whole underwater like deprivation tanks shit that he was doing with Elle, he was secretly trying to open up gates the entire time. He wasn't trying to like telling her, oh yeah, we're just working on your powers and stuff like that. But as like time went on, he seen that her power started to grow, so his ambition started to grow well.
Yeah.
And so he tried to get her to open gate, and she opened the gate with what's his fucking name? When she opened the gate with one, when she basically sent one
Henry
through the gate, the upside down.
Yeah.
He then realized, oh shit, she can open up gates, and that's when a whole smorgasbord of bro, asshole.
Agreed. Nancy Wheeler, A. Any disagreement?
Oh, I want to say S, just hot, but yeah.
No, Nancy.
She's
not Nancy Wheeler. Mrs. Wheeler. Mrs. Wheeler. Mrs. Wheeler, not Nancy.
No, that's Mrs. Wheeler, right?
Yeah.
Joyce's Byers. Yeah. So that's Mrs. Wheeler.
Yeah, I don't even know her first name. I'm gonna know her as Mrs. Wheeler. I don't even want to know her real name. It's Mrs. Wheeler for now on.
Right.
Yeah, she was total like Mr. Wheeler. He ain't smacking them cheats, right?
Yeah.
Like no way. He's too vanilla. So yeah. All right.
She was like your standard mom. She was like what you like. I think that Nancy and the Wheeler parents were like your
standard like 1980s like family. Yeah, like nucleus parents and dad worked, mom stayed at home. It was like the nucleus family type deal. Bro. Yeah, agreed. All right.
Mom wants to cheat on dad with the hot young stud. Like, bro, that I was like, oh my god.
We'll
to get this poontang,
we will get that later when we talk about the goat Billy. All right. So obviously these last ones are going to be. This is going to be the one right here. These are going to be hard. All right. So I definitely think this character.
Argyle, I'm S, bro. That is my main man.
He did such a good,
Argyle.
and I like the actor too. I don't know what
Yeah.
he was a good actor. He comes out in a lot of comedy movies. He was actually, I
The
think,
actor's really good too.
he was like the AT&T guy or the Sprint guy at one
The
point.
the actor's name is Eduardo Franco. Is the actor's name?
Yeah, I definitely he's good.
Also plays in The Package,
Yeah.
Binge, and Booksmart. That's where I remember his fucking face from. Booksmart.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the package, you should definitely watch it. And Binge is okay. Binge is okay.
Wait, my girl told me about The Package. That's the one where his package falls off, right? And
He-
then or like gets cut off.
Yeah, he
He's trying
cuts.
to-
Yeah,
he's trying to get into the hospital.
yeah, yeah. That's it's actually, if you look it up on Netflix, it's just a picture of an eggplant. They don't have, but it's called the package. Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. He plays kind of the same character in every show, movie he's in. He's always like the pothead, which is not bad. I mean, he does a really good job
He
of it.
looks it, bro. With that long fucking hair. He
Yeah.
fucking looks it.
And and I definitely like the whole surfer pizza stuff, like with him and he going to another surfer pizza, and
Fucking
it's like the same guy. He's like, sorry, bro. I mean, we gotta close. He's all, come on, bro. So
But he's such a vanilla character, but the actor brings so much. Like this is what Surfer Boy Pizza is. This is what a pothead, like, guy from California smokes pot, works at a pizza shop, drives the van. Like that's vanilla as fuck. But he made the character excellent.
he was really good. Eddie, okay, I don't think there's any debate across anyone that would not put Eddie at S tier. He was
We don't have
the
to talk about
standout.
the myth and the legend.
He was the standout out of every other character. The new character, like him and Chrissy were both standouts to me, but of course Chrissy died early on, so we didn't get to see what she was gonna do. But like every scene is in, every scene was iconic. Even from the very beginning, whenever like the bullies called him a freak and he was doing, this little thing right here, like all the scenes he was in, he definitely.
Bro, it's my shit.
So then at the very end, of course, he had that last epic scene with the guitar and the and the upside down, like so.
I used to have one of those fucking BC Rich Warlocks, Steve. I used to have one of those fucking things, and in my last relationship, I got rid of it over some shit I shot rid of it for. I'm getting another one though, folks. I'm getting another one. You can go check out those videos on Bumzyplays.
Definitely check it out. Description in the channel at the very bottom. He was so good. And then to top it all off, I mean, he wasn't really a standard, like, his character really was one of those characters that you don't expect him to be a dungeon master. You expect him to be like the pothead kind of the one that sells the drugs. But just the fact that he was the dungeon master, like he was just so cool. Yeah.
So when all of them were sitting, I kind of knew when he was sitting at the head, they were already in D&D formation, because that's how me and my friends as well. Anytime that we go out to eat and we're our D&D group, it just oddly we sit in our D&D positions, and our DM sits at the head of the table. And I knew that when Dustin and Mike were sitting there with him, I was like, oh, this guy's the fucking DM. They all have Hellfire Club shirts on and shit like that. Yes, bro, fit completely in. And then when they beat Vecna, I've had experiences like that in D&D, like when me and my party beat Strahd, bro. We even had a heroes feast after that. It was fucking great. But that's why, like, when he puts his, this is why we play the game. It is. That's exactly why we play the game, to get moments like that. I think his character was absolutely, I always say, if there was a character above S, Eddie needs to be there.
Oh, agreed. Eddie definitely needs. I should have had S plus, but I try to not do too many tiers, because then now we're really decisive amongst being decisive across.
We don't use the undecided. Like
I mean, I could just add another tier, but I like that there's an undecided, because some characters, sometimes some characters just don't have a scene or a role, but they're in the tier list, or some people don't even aware of them. So that's why I put it. Yeah, Eddie definitely there. Billy, no questions asked. The one of the nice tropes I like. Go ahead.
Personality wise, if we're talking about the show, I mean, the
Dr. Montgomery.
The actor himself, great. But if we're talking about like his personality in the show, bro, I think Billy was a piece of shit. I think Billy was like the epitome of toxic masculinity in a fucking image. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
I'm not. I don't like to get into like politics or anything like that. But he was like a womanizer. He like very, 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 very menacing and threatening to his little sister, bro. And that shit is not what's up. I like I told you before, I have little siblings, and it's he blamed it on Max for whatever was going on inside their house. There was an episode where he looked over at her and he was like, "You know it's your fault. You know it's your fault. You know why they do da 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 da." It's like, bro, what a piece of shit. So when it comes to like his character, I'd give him like a D.
Okay.
But like the actor, yeah. Best class actor. He's handsome as fuck, like, bro. Handsome as shit.
Yeah, beautiful. You know, Jason, the Red Ranger from the Power Rangers movie. So there was, and this is why I put him at S, is because we have to have villains. We have to have villains, and they're not all gonna go to D. I'm not gonna put all the villains in D. We have some down here, but like putting like the bullies. I mean, I hated them. Like, not just the actress, but I just hated them as a character. I didn't like them. Yeah. But Billy to me is, and you said it, you know, it was like masculine. But he had a reason. You saw how his dad was. You saw his dad, his dad. And we all know someone that, like it's a bully in high school, but they go home and get beat by their dad. So it's like, It's so that... Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend were actually just talking about that too. I was on her. I was like, bro, I hate fucking Billy's character. And she was like, well, babe, he's only probably portraying that from the shit that he gets at home.
Yeah, I mean, we all have characters like the Breakfast Club, Bender. I mean, if we had a tier list of the Breakfast Club, he'd probably be S tier. But he was the same kind of womanizer. And also, there's a play on trope here where you have what is known as like an immediate villain, an antagonist, an anti-hero, if you may, in the show, and then you have an actual villain that kind of perceives it. And I think they did a really good job of having him being the immediate threat, but not the bigger threat. You know, obviously there was a bigger threat outside, and there was still kind of like Billy was still out there causing trouble. But definitely the scenes.
In season 3, they turned him into the big threat.
Oh yeah, season 3.
Yeah, I thought because it was the end of season 3 when he got killed, right?
Well, he was only in one season, I think. He was on.
Okay.
He did like but
that season just seems so fucking long.
I mean, some of it's kind of like blurry because I mean, when you started Stranger Things, I mean, I don't know when you started it, but I started when it came out, and it was probably like 2016, 17. So it's been a couple years. Yeah. So it's been a couple years, but like there was a lot of scenes where every scene he was in, to me, was iconic. I mean, even from the very, like, when his dad slaps him, he's like, I have a date, Dad. He slaps him. What did I tell you about respect? And then, you know, that scene, the scene where he fights Steve, very iconic. I've been looking for this King Steve everybody's been talking about so much. Like, that scene was so good. The scene where, and then the scene with Miss Wheeler, come on. If you didn't question your sexuality after that scene, I don't know. Were you even living? Like, were you even? I mean, come on. I was like, damn, Dear Diary. I've never thought about kissing boys, so I met, you know. So there was a lot that went into him, and I think as a character, he was really good, and I'm glad they brought him in. If he wasn't in that season, I might not have kept up watching it. He kept it interesting because even in that when he was first brought up, so was Max. So
Mad Max.
Yeah, and I would, if Max showed up and not Billy, I would not have liked the show because Max wasn't even that iconic to me. She really was just a love interest for Lucas at that point. Like, she had no real role in the show or in the group. But then Billy kind of brought that glue together. You know, it wasn't her versus Billy; it was the group versus Billy, which kind of brought her into the role. So I think Billy should go S. I'll let you decide if you should go lower. What do you think?
Well, I put Billy at A. I wouldn't
right.
put him in a top tier character. No, I
Okay.
wouldn't put him in a top tier character. I would definitely put him in A.
Right next to Mrs. Wheeler. I see what you're doing there. Yeah, that's the true love story right there. Lucas's sister, I forget her name. Was it Claire?
No, Erica, bro.
Erica. That's right, Erica. She.
Sinclair.
That's right.
His infamous little sister.
She definitely played to me more of an iconic role than Dustin did this season.
Yes.
So I think A.
I would put her at A. Yeah.
I definitely.
I like it when she walks into the. I don't know what room they're in. What room they're playing D&D in? It seems like some kind of like old supply room or something.
It looked like an old AV room. Like a
she,
so.
Like walks in and Eddie goes, "Oh, it's Erica Sinclair, Lucas's infamous sister. What level are you? Level 1 dwarf." And she's like, "No, it's actually Lady Applejack, and I'm a level 14." What'd she say? I'm a level 14 rogue? Bro, that's fucking level. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty high fucking level. For her to be a level 14 rogue, it's either she would have had to push, like, she would have had to push some, like, well, I really don't know what 1.5 was running. Like experience-wise back then, because I'm on a 5e track right now, but yeah, great fucking character, great character.
Agreed, and I definitely like her dynamic with her and Lucas. Just kind of like they had more to show, and then there was that scene where like, "Why do you go to my games?" And she was like, "Because you're my brother," blah blah blah. And there's a lot that goes into that.
Oh yes, bro.
Yeah,
so that whole little like I think it was like a 15-minute run of people letting their best one know how they really felt. Dustin and Eddie, Lucas and Erica, Nancy and Steve.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely wanted something with the Nancy and Steve. We'll get to them in a little bit. Robin, I think A. I liked her better in the season 3. I thought she was kind of a new. She was a standout in season 3. Season 4, I liked that she was kind of badass and that she started she had that crush with that girl like Molly Ring, whatever.
Yeah, I like her whole coming out thing as well. Like it's very relatable to most people. Like you don't want like, I mean I wouldn't know, but it's like you don't want somebody to know you're gay and you like this sex. You like her so much, you don't want her to know, like, oh, I like you. You know what I'm saying? And then freak the fuck out, like, oh my god, what the fuck ever.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got to think it was the 1980s, so
Yeah.
Like there was like even in the 90s, like and I've said this multiple times, where in the 90s, like you were really like chastised for being a homosexual, so you really had a lot to go. You had a lot of hoops to go through. And there was a lot of like blowback on you for just because you like the same sex. So I understand like Robin and Will kind of being reserved on that because like they're coming out in the 80s was like it really, especially in school, like maybe in like college or like as an adult, maybe it was okay, like it was acceptable in society back then, and it should have been, obviously, should have been, but in the 80s,
love is love, man.
Yeah, Will and Robin, I understand why they're not coming out yet. I mean, it's taken this many seasons to show that they're kind of,
Bro, I've got it like when the whole thing started and when he seen that L was like, or that Mike was like way into L. I noticed that shit back in like season 3. Like, bro, he's definitely in love with Will or Mike. Like, what the fuck? Definitely in love with Mike.
I knew there was something about that Will and Mike, because I mean there was like the scene where he was like, "You just don't want to play with me no more." Like I was like, "Yeah, I mean Mike's growing up," and there was a lot that goes into it.
I don't play with you anymore.
So I mean,
damn, bro.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, I mean, so there's a lot that goes in there. But Robin was a standout season 3. Season 4, she was a really good character. She belongs in A. But she's really close to S. I if this was season 3 only, or if we did this back in season 3, then she would definitely be S. All right, my boy, Stephen Harrington.
The dynamics change throughout. We'll put Steve at.
Don't do
We'll
me.
put Steve at S.
All right,
Steve is definitely like the big older brother type. Like he's like kids. You know what I'm saying? Like when in season, I think it's in season 3 when Dustin comes back. When Dustin comes back from camp, and Dustin comes up and is like, "Is he here?"
Oh, and they do that nerdy ass lightsaber handshake.
Dope ass handshake.
Yeah, it was.
That's such a dope ass handshake.
Oh, so.
And then she looks over at him. She's like, "How many kids are you friends with?" Like.
Oh, Robin. So he definitely, his character development was really solid. He definitely played kind of a. I mean, he was kind of like the bully in season 1. I mean, he was like the Mr. Cool guy.
Yeah, no, he was your typical rich douche.
Yeah, I mean, he had so much to him, but he definitely grew up. He became like he was kind of a leader. He was kind of a co-leader with Nancy. He had a lot of good scenes. I mean, whenever he goes, he was like, "Anybody else a lifeguard here?" And he like dives into there. Like just like scenes like that, he definitely. I mean, he has like the iconic bat. Him being jealous of Dustin. Him and Robin, like him being supportive of Robin during the entire show, from the very beginning when he tried to kiss her in season 3. He tried to kiss her and she was like, "Oh, no," and like she had to shut that shit down. And like my boy, you know, he had to go through a lot, dealing with like Nancy in the earlier seasons. So, and then he had to take like second fiddle to Billy when Billy came about, because Billy was the king. He was the king. He was the beer. He was the what's it called? Keg stand champ, beating Steve Harrington.
He was already out of high school by that. He was already out of high school by then, though, right?
Who?
In season 3.
No. Billy was. Billy went to the party before like during like the first like school party they had. And he was the one there, and he was the one doing like the keg stand, and he had like the longest keg stand, and they go in the house and they go, "He beat you, Steve Harrington," like just talking shit. And then when they played basketball, you know, like there was so much that, you know, he had to take second fiddle to Billy, and it kind of was like the king got dethroned, and you know Billy's trying to find himself. I think in season 3 he's trying to find out where he belongs, in you know, like he's going through like that high school where
in like the world.
Yeah, I mean, like where do you stand here? I mean, then he gets the job.
Conflict.
There's even been like people talking about like what if they did like a spinoff with Robin and Steve where they work at different jobs throughout, like oh, they're just going to different jobs and every season they get fired.
I'm 100% down. I'm 100% down for that.
And I shared it on Facebook, and I was thinking, like, what if they did like companies that are no longer exist, like Best Buy? They did that, like they get a job at Best Buy, or like what's another? Toys R Us. Like, there's so many like every season they get fired, and you know that would be kind of cool. I think a lot of people would like that because the nostalgia feeling of Best Buy and Toys R Us and things like that. My last one here, Nancy. Season 1. Not a fan. Season 2, not a fan. Season 3, she was okay. Season 4, godlike.
She really showed her ass in season 4, bro. She really showed who, like, so I'd say in season 3 and season 4, Nancy really showed like her true colors and who she really was. Like, I'm down for my people. I'm not really down for my image anymore. At first, she was only down for her image. Like, I've got to do this because I need to be my GPA and I need to college credits and whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
And now she's like, fuck that. We need to stop whatever's going on, and whatever happens, happens.
Everybody hated her. Yeah, everybody hated her because of the barber thing, and I didn't like her either. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
No, barber, I gotta go suck his dick. I have to. He's the most popular. He's the most popular guy in school. What are people gonna think if I don't? Like, yeah, I mean, obviously. And then over the progressive, she got so much better. And now, like, go ahead. What do you think?
As a whole, I'd probably put her on a B. I wouldn't put her as low as C, but I wouldn't put her high as S either.
I'll put her A with next to Robin, just because I think that's where she
That'll
belongs.
work.
I think B would be kind of too low because she did. I mean, of course, we have to have parts of it like where she's like, yeah, she wasn't great, and then she got better because Steve also got better as well, and he's S tier. I do like this S tier.
Yeah, I'd say we got a pretty stacked show, bro. Like this show comes out to have a lot of great characters, and of course the characters you want to die. Like, let's just go ahead and put this out there. Any actor or actress that makes you hate their character and is the role of their character, they've done a great job.
Yeah,
They've done a fantastic fucking job.
agreed.
Acting.
Yeah, at acting, but in the show, fuck them.
Yeah, in the show, fuck them.
I would actually put all of these in the same S tier, like all of the ones that you have, except this first one right here. That's the only one I wouldn't put S tier. If I had to make, yeah, if I had to, I just didn't like him in the very like beginning of the season. As a standout, I think he did stand out season 4, which is the only season he did. But he did stand out. Like I do remember him. He does seem kind of iconic, but I don't think he did enough. I mean, if we're comparing all these top S tiers, I don't think he could.
So if we were to redo anyone, I would put Dimitri in A alongside with Alexei, because it was basically the same way, except Dimitri didn't have a tragic end.
Yeah, that we know of. I mean, we don't know what happened after they left Russia. I mean, he was kind of like, I mean, he did, what do they do to people that like let people go from the prison or cahoots? So I definitely,
Yeah.
no, I'm not going to move anyone on this list now. This is permanent now. I'm going to save
That's
this.
it.
Yeah, it's saved. What am I doing?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things list. I like it. Yeah, I like that list. All right, guys. This is an awesome list. I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed making it. Definitely fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Let me know in the comments if you think anyone should have been moved. And I'm gonna put this on my Twitter, and everyone's gonna shit on it, of course, because that's what we do. We're allowed to do that. Yeah, they're gonna shit all over this list, and I definitely, but I do it. Go ahead and shit on it. Let me know what you guys think about this list. Make sure you give Coby Bumzy Gaming follow on Twitch. I'm gonna link all of his socials in the description. Give him a follow, hit him up, and let him know about D&D. What you think? I'm glad you're actually on this because I actually don't play D&D. So whenever you have like the input, I'm like, let's go. I mean I think that.
I'm trying to figure out how Roll20 works because
Oh,
shout
yeah.
out, Steely Sam as well on YouTube. He plays chat or he plays D&D with chat on Roll20. So I guess he puts together like little campaigns and stuff like that. And he's basically teaching the world how to play D&D. Like, bro, big ups to you, fam. Big ups to you, dog.
I definitely see Roll20 kind of coming out a lot on my TikTok. So
Yeah.
So definitely, this is all we have. You guys have a great day. Stay tuned for the next tier list. I don't know what would be the next tier list I want to make. I do want to do a moms one for like TV moms, but I think that's going to come down.
Anime tier list, bro.
Anime tier list. It's too. It would be. We'd have to be well versed.
Controversial. Yes.
It'd have to be. There's so many animes I haven't watched, and I just don't want to. I'd have to watch more animes to really make it tier list. Now, if you want it. I've never seen One Piece, so that everyone will put that at S. That wasn't my big 3. Bleach is my big 3, so you got to pick one big 3 and stick with it. I'm gonna die with Bleach.
I'm currently watching. We need to end the goddamn video.
You
Later, guys.
guys have a great day. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.